Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time for our Dundee versus Celtic match preview. Celtic head to Dens Park tomorrow evening. I'm joined at Alistair to go over it. First and foremost, Alistair, how you doing?
Aye, good, thanks you.
Aye, good. Obviously, Dundee tomorrow at Dens Park. Obviously, we're off the back of that 4-1 victory at Dingwall on Saturday. As I said on the match reaction, I thought it was a good performance. It was just kind of lacking that clinical edge at times.
Aye, definitely, mate. But as I said, I watched the game back after you said we done no too bad, John. And you're right, we should have called it early doors. I mean, we had the chances. I mean, and another day score 6 or 7. If it's not for that goalkeeper.
Aye, I thought the goalkeeper played a good part. But aye, Alison, it's just for me all about continuing that kind of level of performance going into the tomorrow night, obviously, because you've got that young boys game on the horizon, obviously, and you've got and then before that you've got the Scottish Cup game as well. But I think it's no matter how far away we are at the top of the league, I think it's so important just for continuity reasons and how we're playing into that young boys game. I think it's so important in terms of confidence and everything. I think you don't want to get into that young boys game stumbling and lacking in confidence. I think we're the opposite. I think we're getting our confidence back up after obviously that disappointment at Ibrox.
Yeah, definitely. And we're also putting the the we're also showing that we can win games, especially if we don't get early goals. So we're pushing right to the end. I mean,
Aye.
you said it was 96 minutes, 98 minutes my guy scored. So
Aye. So
there you go. That's absolutely brilliant. And it's good to, and I'm fed up saying that, it's good to see goals coming from all over the place.
I was particularly pleased that two of them came from a striker because our strikers and I see Rodgers addressed that in his press conference today. He was like, "I don't need my," because he was asked about Adam Ida, and he basically said, "I don't need my strikers to score 40 goals." I do agree with that, but I still think our strikers this season have just been so devoid of service at times. It's been unbelievable. Alison, in terms of team news, Nicolas Kuhn is back. Maida will be assessed tomorrow. I don't see Dice and Maida playing, but good to see Nicolas Kuhn back because he's such a difference when he's in that squad.
Yeah. I mean, as I said to you earlier, if it was me picking the team, I certainly wouldn't play Kuhn or Maeda because I think they come on the young boys games are so pivotal to the season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kuhn will play, but it's just my personal preference, Josh. I wouldn't.
For me, maybe if Maida was fit, and Maida may well be fit, we don't know, but I'd go with what Roger was saying we're going to assess. I doubt he'll be rest.
I certainly wouldn't play the two of them.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think if, maybe two of them are fit, maybe one plays and maybe one misses out, because I just think as it's well documented, I think we're so lacking in, wingers at the moment. Yeah, Palmer, I think, he'll be back. I think he was back in training and that today, so he'll be available, but obviously there's been a lot of things about his future, so I'm not really sure about Palmer. But and then you've got Yang on the other side, who I actually thought played pretty well.
On his better games, yeah.
But the problem was with Yang is he can actually play really well, and that's what annoys me about Yang. I think he's got it in his locker, but we can't wait forever really, and it's
no,
it's just
Mikey Johnson vibes.
and I just think his end product at times is a real struggle. Obviously, Brendan was asked about that in the press conference today as well, and he basically said he admitted he was like, he's a great player, which I think he is. I think he's a good football player, but I just think his end products, if he could improve that, there would be a really good player on like with have on our hands there, But I think it's good that Brendan acknowledges that. I think, and probably Yang acknowledges that. And I know he's only young, but. And that's why maybe I would like to see maybe Yang out on loan just to see if there's anywhere else that could maybe get that end product out of him.
Well,
Because
listen, mate, I think with the South Korean players, and I'm including Kwon in this, I think you're flogging dead horses.
aye,
Seriously,
well,
long term.
the difference is with Con. I think Con obviously been out on loan to Hibs and he hasn't really done anything. St
Uh,
Mirren as well. There's been spells where he's looked okay, but if you're not doing it in the Hibs or St Mirren, then no disrespect, it's not going to work for you at Celtic. Alistair, as for team selection, I'd keep the back four the same, but I think Greg Taylor will come back in.
yeah,
Because
I think so.
I think Valle played obviously on Saturday. I'm not really that happy with him for the penalty. That Ross County goal. I thought he was far too lazy to get out. Especially when we've been saying he should be starting games. Well, I'm not going to. I thought he was okay apart from that, but just I'd like my defender to be a wee bit more aggressive there to try and stop the
Yeah,
cross.
well, see, to be fair, Josh, he doesn't look the best defender. He's Vi's what I would call a Celtic Park player.
Aye, no, aye, good.
A
That's,
home, a home, a home player, you know.
aye. Um, but I think the centre halves need to stay the same, and I would go as far as saying they need to stay the same for the rest of the season. Obviously, injury, you know,
Well, I
aside, if
did notice the Ross County game skills come on, but I think that was just to give us a
showing it
wee
up.
bit more height after going 2-1 up, tell you.
I think it was just because obviously had like players like Jordan White now on the pitch, who's obviously quite tall and whatever. But
Yeah,
I think it's Trusty and Vickers are the two centre halves. They're
the
undroppable at the moment.
American boys.
Um, they're undroppable at the moment. I think, but I think it's people probably know my opinion on Scales. I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, but I think Trusty and Vickers have not kind of put a foot wrong together. Johnston's obviously self-explanatory for me. I think
Yeah, well, you know what I think, Alistair
uh,
John. I think we've got an absolute belter there. I know he's maybe not had the best couple of months, Josh, but I think Alistair Johnson's superb. I don't think people realise how lucky we are, to
mhm.
be fair.
Aye. Midfield for me, I'm going to go Callum McGregor, Arne Engels, and Paulo Bernardo. Um, Now McKeown done brilliant at the weekend, and I could maybe see McKeown starting like he's obviously his former club. But
That is first trip back to Dens.
I would be actually. So I would like to see Bernardo in there because I really do. Engels and McGregor are self-explanatory for me. McGregor's the captain, and Arne Engels is playing really well at the moment. On form again Sunday, was tidy. Penalty stuck it away, whatever. I thought his overall play was just really tidy. Bernardo for me, Alistair, I really do like him. I rate him so highly as a football player. I think he's brilliant. I think he'll be one of the next ones we sell for a high price. Obviously, I know we've seen him a bit on Saturday, but I've not seen a lot of him since that Rangers game when he was like the rest of them was nowhere near it. I just hope he's like Rodgers has got that. No, I'm going to shake up the midfield because you stack the place at Ibrox. I don't think that's a good sample size to judge any of the players on. I don't think.
What personally I think he'll do, Josh, I think he may start. Um, I would like to see him drop the captain again and and just basically try try a mid try a midfielder McGowan, Bernardo, Engels. I like
Aye,
that midfield against I think it was St Mirren.
St Mirren, aye.
Yeah, I liked
Aye,
that midfield, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. That doesn't mean to say I've got the knife suit for Carl McGregor. I
he's
just
the
like
best.
to manage him better.
He's the, I'm not going to like sit here and be two-faced. I've made it clear I don't think Callum McGregor's, apart from the first half of the season, I don't think he's been overall, brilliant. I like
I
Callum
think
McGregor really.
I think like a lot of players since Leipzig have been a drop off.
Aye, but you also need to factor it in. Callum McGregor's not getting any younger. We've seen it what happened. Like
31.
I'm not going to say he's going to get injured or anything, but obviously, if you're playing that same every game's amount, like Callum McGregor was playing the most amount of football any player in Europe at one point. So
Yeah,
obviously that is going to catch up at you at one point. Look at Kieran Tierney, for instance, down. We played a lot of football. We burned him out, in my opinion, Kieran Tierney. Um, and that's what happens. It catches up. I think I'm not saying we're at that point with Callum McGregor now, but I think we're at the point where you need to go right, Cal. We need to manage you here a bit. You're playing a lot of football, and that's great. Just at times when I've said about Maida, I think you need to manage him a wee bit better at times, and that's why it's so important we get a winger in this window. But I still think Callum McGregor playing. I'd like to maybe see that midfield as you were talking about. The front three, I've already kind of made clear. I think Kuhn will start. Um, I think it'll probably be Yang. I think we'll play because no really any option. And I think maybe Palmer might come in, but I doubt it because there's a lot of stuff going on with his
yeah,
future.
still a lot of speculation. I know that deal's off, Josh, but
Aye,
I think he'll go somewhere. I do.
I think so. Especially with the Mumlins at Celtic are definitely in the market. If it is this Norwegian, this Sondre, I'm not even going to pronounce that second name, but I think if the Mummers are to be true that we're in for a left or a right winger, then I think you probably see Luis Palma going somewhere. This window up front for me, Alistair, I'm going to go Kyogo. I think Ida's had a run in the team now, and I think Kyogo's scoring 2 goals at the weekend. I'll continuously say it about Kyogo and probably Ida as well. You give them service, they'll score goals, and
Yeah,
we saw that at the
I,
weekend.
would I be overly shocked if he tries the the formation that we played against Ross County?
Uh,
No. Would I would I be shocked if he tried that again? No. But I do agree with you. I think, it, well, it has to be Kyogo. If it goes back to the normal formation, Josh, it'll be Kyogo because
aye.
after after them two finishes, you can't. As much as I like either, you can't drop Kyogo after the game on Saturday. There, no,
Aye,
Sunday.
I think if he doesn't play Kuhn, then I think he'd probably go back to that. The formation he plays. He played on Saturday. But I think if he plays Kuhn, it'll probably just the lone striker. Sorry, and it'll be Kyogo up front. A quick kind of word on the opposition. Obviously, Dundee currently sitting eighth at the moment. They had a good result last midweek. They obviously Tony Dockett, I think, has done a
I
pretty
don't
good
think they
job.
played at the weekend, did they?
Um,
I can't remember them playing at the
no,
weekend.
I don't think they did
No,
actually.
no, I think they must have played their game in hand. So they'll be coming in fresh. That makes
Aye,
them dangerous.
I
So,
know, I
so
know. No, I didn't play at the weekend. The last game they played was that midweek game against
yeah,
Rangers. They've kind of perked up a bit because they struggled at the start of the season. I think losing McCowan to us, I think kind of they took a
yeah.
while
Well,
to.
that was always going to hurt Dundee.
Aye,
Although I quite like the boy Cameron, but
aye.
he's, I think he's going to be missing from what I
But
believe. So,
I know he was missing the Rangers game because of illness. So I don't know. That was a week ago, so I don't know. But Alistair, to end off, we'll just go into score predictions. It's a game that I'd expect Celtic to win if we play anywhere near how we can play. And it's just, for me, I think it's no matter how, as I said at the start, no matter how far, clear we are, it's just important we keep winning the games and keeping the confidence high.
Aye. Anyone, just because if we get by, we'll get by Sunday, Ross County away. If we get by Dundee, that's 12 away games out the road. So
Aye,
you're basically in the final stretch then.
I know,
So
that's very true.
I would
Uh,
say, I'm going to say 4-0.
for
I
now.
think if we score early, it might be a very comfortable night. And Dundee's defence has got a tendency to look like a sieve.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm going to go 2-0. I'm going to be a bit less. I just think it'll be one of those games where you just, probably like Sunday, I think it was, or Saturday, sorry, where we just, you go up and you just get the 3 points and you're kind of back to north. I think we're at that kind of point in the season where, like, it's maybe conditions aren't great. It's, really cold at the time and, it's just about getting the
I
results.
guess to be a bit milder than other nights. I'm not going up. So.
But I think it's just important we get another 3 points. Obviously going to the weekend against Kilmarnock, and as I say, just build confidence ahead of that game in the Champions League against Young Boys a week on Wednesday. But that is going to be it for the Dundee versus Celtic match preview. We'll be back tomorrow after the game for post-match reaction. Until then, speeches later, and hail hail.
It'll help.